I just listened to episode 2 of The Interface, which is this new podcast from UX Content Collective. And I would encourage tech writers and documentarians to give it a listen, because although they are UX content designers, they're talking about portfolios, and I think a lot of what they say is totally relevant to technical writers out there who are also looking at making a portfolio. So a little while ago, I wrote a piece about this for technical writers, why you need a portfolio. I talk about what you should put in it, showing how you think. Don't just describe the before and after. You need to talk about why you did things a certain way. I go into a few other things here. One of the other things and I also talk about, contributing to open source. How do you get fodder for your portfolio if you're behind an NDA or what have you? So one of the links I wanted to show you, before I do that, another cool thing that if you're interested in this, you can listen to is an episode of Inside TechCom podcast with Swapnil. And he talks about something that they mention in this one as well, which is about keeping a track as you're doing your work of the projects you work on. Because, if you get to the end of the year and you realize, I want a job hunt, I need a portfolio, what did I work on again? And in particular, the granularity of that, like who you worked with, what the challenges were, problems you faced and how you overcame them. So in this conversation, Swapnil talks about how he does, he used to write his own retrospective after a large project. And I think that's a great idea, and I really encourage people to do that. Two other things I wanted to share are on Amruta's channel, her video, The 6 Inspiring Tech Writing Portfolios. There's some really great portfolios in there, and like a broad range, different ways you can present your tech writing. And in the Interface podcast, they touch on, websites, PDFs, however else you're going to share that information. And even if you can't share something visual, at least gather your materials so that you have stories to talk about when you go into a job interview. You need something to draw from. And so documenting that as you go is going to be really helpful. The last thing I wanted to just show you is the Scott Kuby video that they mention in the Interface podcast, and it is this UX content FAQs. And in this, he gives the tough love. He talks about how you have to show yourself, talk about your process, talk about the problems you resolved, particularly if, I guess if you're in the UX content writing space, and you're looking for examples and samples to create, and you're using a writing prompt. It could be that you're up against 5 other candidates who have used those same writing prompts. So you don't just want to show the before and after. You really need to show your thought process. So I think a lot of that really holds true for tech writers as well. And I just wanted to share those links.